Well, as you can see, we've got a slightly differing course this time round than what we saw earlier this year. We've got races across the full spectrum of age groups, and it all kicks off with 2 races in the under 10 girls and boys races. It's 1,000 metres, and the first one, the girls under 10 race, getting underway in just a couple of minutes' time. They're in their pens, nice and even, different clubs. And this competition, if you've joined us before, you will know that whilst it is the Northern Ireland International Cross Country, it is also in conjunction with the Northern Ireland and Ulster Even Age Group Championships and the Bobby Ray Cross Country. This is also a World Athletics Silver Cross Country Tour meeting. So whilst it is under the big umbrella of the Northern Ireland International, there are many sub-stories and tales to be told this morning and all the way through to this afternoon. A bit of a brief overview of the timetable. Well, we've got the junior age groups up until the break, the under 10s, 12s and under 14s. And then we get underway with the senior and under 20 women's championship race at 12:45 p.m. and the day concludes with our final race over 8,000 metres with the senior men and under 20 men races. That's at 3:20 p.m. this afternoon, so just over 4 hours time until we get underway with that. So that's the schedule. The under 10 girls over 1,000 metres, getting things underway very shortly.
The final ball is in the first race. Please make your way quickly to the starting line.
And then you can see our final few races of the day. The under 18 girls, the under 18 boys, and then the senior and under 20 men's. Well, we have 2 laps really. We start with this under 10 girls 1,000 metre race. It is one short yellow lap. It's one of the great aerial shots from our drone we have here today. Just see at the top of the picture the pens where our young athletes are getting ready to roll. The race, of course, being held once again at the Billy Neal MBE Country Park, and these young athletes absolutely tearing away to start. And already we're seeing Ria Toner from Finn Valley, number 25, take to the front, and she is storming away underneath this drizzly rain here. Already with a compelling lead at the front, Ria Toner. Just sitting in behind her, Aya Bin Hegati from Letterkenny. We've got a bit of a firmer course underfoot at this point, but it has been a wet this morning. You can see all the umbrellas and hats and caps covering the eyes and shielding the faces here at the Billy Neal MBE Country Park. So Bruce Brand there, City Derry AC Spartans, number 7, moving nicely at the moment. Maybe one short lap around the lake, cut back across and with a bit of an uphill finish, and this is a great shot of that. So they do one full lap and they will end in the top right hand corner, just out of picture for our finishing straight, right in front of the soccer centre of excellence here at the Country Park. A venue that I'm sure so many people know so well. But still, out in front, it's Ria Tona for Finn Valley. You've got to give credit to these young athletes because it's a tough start, 11 AM on a Saturday morning. I'm sure they've had a tough week at school. So many different coloured kits as well. Great representation here. Representing all the different counties and clubs. Well, this is it just as they arc back around. Number 25 at the front, Ria Tona, with that blistering start, still leading at the front, being guided by our wonderful volunteers and marshals today. Enya Logue of Ross's AC in the red there, she's in second at the moment. We've got a bit of a battle on for the silver and bronze medal positions. It's a sprint uphill, look how tough that looks under the slippy mud. I'm sure that's going to get churned up as the day goes on. Tona approaching the finish, being chased down by Logue, who now hits the front. This is where they have a short uphill climb in the bottleneck as they head into the finishing arch. Strong start from Tona. Can she get back in front in this finishing stretch? It is tight, but it is Tona with the wheels at the end just to hold off the battle from Enya Logue, who gets second. And that is a wonderful, wonderful finish. And what a way to start our day here at the Northern Ireland International. 70 young athletes entered in for this race. Plenty coming through the line still. You can just see as they chicane their way back through into the finishing straight. This is where it starts to hurt up this incline to the finish. Great to see the spirit and endeavour of these young athletes. It's a very prestigious event, always one on the cross-country calendar, and the winter season is well and truly here. Young North Down AC athlete just coming through on the finish. Great running from all of these athletes. We are delighted they've joined us and put their spikes on. A great effort from all. I'm sure they'll be heading to get a hot chocolate and get wrapped up. Their families and teammates and coaches, I'm sure, will be giving them a big hug, keep them warm. Well, that is it in our first race of the day. First of 12 races. Next up, it's the under 10 boys, also over that same short lap 1,000-metre course, give or take, around the lake. We work our way up through the age groups, the 12:45, the senior and under 20 women, and the Masters 60 plus. That's over 6,000 metres. That's just after a break, so sometime between the end of the under 14 boys race and the senior women's race, we'll have a short break on the programme, probably only for 15 or 20 minutes or so before we get underway with our second half of the day. Course looking absolutely superb at the moment. Rich green grass, as you'd expect. Right, the under 10 boys in their pens, getting ready to roll very shortly.
I love the little ones that come and they've got their little, just their unicorn leggings and just a t-shirt. They're not in a club. And they do well, hey? They're way out in front.
Well, underway they go. The under 10s boys race, and they are flying out of the traps. Harry McVeigh from Newcastle and District AC in the red and yellow strip at the front, taking this one out nice and early. Well, this is just on the north side of the lake as they start this steady incline and work their way away from the start. In a second they will turn right and head back around the lake here. just see as they start at the front with our leader, Harry McVeigh, turning right, back down the slope as they chicane their way around the lake. A challenging old start. You can just see the Billy Neal Centre of Excellence in the background and the finishing arch just in front of that building. One lad, number 170 there, just clearing his trainers, I think. Still at the front, McVeigh taking things out, nice and controlled at the moment. Two athletes just in behind him, chasing hard though at the moment.
And the leader, as they turn right up the blue line here to finish, but in the lead 137, Harry McVeigh from Newcastle, out of the lead by 10 metres. From Mason Mercer from North Belfast Harriers. Up the hill they go. 250 metres to go. Harry McVeigh's away and clear. 15 metres, he's away and clear.
Around about 100 athletes in this under-10 boys race here. They're starting to come into the finish now. Harry McVeigh of Newcastle and District, one more slope to go. Plenty of people cheering as they come up this finishing stretch. It's great, isn't it? All the crowd just buckled in around, clapping, making some noise, and here comes Harry McVeigh through the finishing tape to take the win in this under-10 boys competition. And well done to that man, Harry McVeigh. Tens of athletes now with a sprint finish, digging deep. The younger athletes starting early on in the day while they get a slightly drier course, a bit firmer underfoot. I'm sure this will churn up nicely. It's a great shot as they go into the finishing arch. Last few athletes of this race working their way up the finishing straight. Great to see the support as well. Every young lad out on the course getting support. Great encouragement from every one of the spectators. It's really great to see. One of the best things about sport, and this sport in particular, as our last couple of athletes just coming through the finishing stretch.
Our presentation of the under-10 boys this year, presented by Jerry Carson.
Well done to that young man.
In third place today from the city of Lisbon, Max Welby. And the second place strong finishing 55 runners. Up in the second place from Finn Valley, Shay McHugh. On the way today, a second win this year already from Newcastle, Harry McVeigh.
Well, that's it from our two under-10 girls and boys races. Next up for you in around about 5 minutes time, we've got the under-12 girls over 1,500 metres. the course a little bit longer for them. They do a full yellow lap, which is one full circuit of the lake and a chicane back through to the finish.
Celebrating the day, the under 12 girls. Starting at 11:20 here at the start line. 1,500 meters, the large drop down the lake. The classic 200 race.
Great aerial shot of the course here. You can just see the size of the lake and the wider course. Just a wonderful venue, really wonderful venue. Nice undulating hills and inclines.
So look out for today and the other on the 12 shows this, 1,500 meters, on the long lap of the lake. Very fast to a high finish with a platitude. Something large, please take a part to make this. Just another reminder to parents to not run beside the athletes, whether taking part in the race, please only point to point. Starters over here at the under 12 girls.
Well, here they are then, the under 12 girls, getting ready for their 1,500 metre race, and away they go at the Pens at the Northern Ireland International. As we've already mentioned this morning, this event today, not only the Northern Ireland International, there's a couple of the lead runners just catching out some of our photographers on the course. Quick sprint across from them. Great to see all the club tents in the background as well. How fantastic is that? Club athletics really the catalyst for international success. And great to see it represented here today, because this event is in conjunction with the Northern Ireland and Ulster Even Age Group Championships. It's the Bobby Ray Cross Country and the World Athletics Silver Cross Country Tour. Well, they come around the lake and then they have a chicane, so slightly different course for this one. The first part of it very similar, and they will turn right as they are starting to It's quite a steady incline as they head around the lake, and at this point just starting to drop down slightly. Well, a couple of athletes stretching things out towards the front. Bonnie Devlin is there, one of our lead athletes at the moment. Over 130 athletes in this race. You can see them all stretched out, working their way through this boggy ground. A few grimacing faces as they come through, but I just know that when they get to the finish, that will turn into a big smile. The sense of satisfaction you get from cross-country racing is like nothing else. Number 189 at the front of Monaghan and the Carrick Aces AC, Aine Smith. 5 athletes at the front contesting for the medals at the moment. Leith Lunny is in there as well. Bonnie Devlin now just pressing on the shoulder. This is where they chicane back round. This is the extension piece of the course that the under 10 athletes didn't get. You can see as they start to chicane their way through. They'll have another tight turn around the left hand side in just a second. Great to see so many coaches and supporters cheering these young athletes on. It's a tight old turn, isn't it? Well, there's the big loop back around, and we're starting to see a stretch at the front from Bonnie Devlin in the green of Foyle Valley. Well, she's coming back down here past the starting pens just on the left hand side of the picture. They will have a tight left hand turn which will send them up this slope towards the finish. Our leader here is Kate Kelly. Kelly with this left hand turn. How do those quads feel as she starts to work up the hill? She's being well chased. A look over her right shoulder because she knows she's under hot pursuit at the moment. Can she hold on? Here comes the sprint finish towards the arch. I think she knows she's got it at this point, and there is the relief. It's Kelly from Clark, and coming through in third, Aine Smith, who took the race out early on. It's a tough old finish. You can see the sense of satisfaction and relief as they cross the line. Great to see. Still plenty of athletes coming through to the finish. Well, still many athletes on the course out of the 130 or so we have here in this under 12 girls race. We have the under 12 boys coming up for you in just a few moments. The action coming rapidly here at the Billy Neal MBE Country Park. Here's a presentation for these young athletes.
Traffic finishing in second place from Finn Valley. Leading Clark.
Darcy Clark with the silver medal from Finn Valley. A wee smile there from Clark and a big grin at the top of the tree with the gold medal. Kate Kelly. I'm sure they're delighted to have picked up their medals today from the Northern Ireland and Ulster Even Age Group Championships. Great to see.
Next race here on the 12 boys.
Are you talking about me moving?
Well, a few minutes to go until the under-12 boys race.
You would get that.
That's at 11:35 a.m. So we'll bring you the start of that in just a few moments' time.
So when you come off me at this point, can you tell me when I'm clear so I can whip on round and get the next bit? Okay, so give me a shout when you're ready to move. There's quite a lot of stuff here, but platform and all the move as well. Okay. Yeah, okay, so as soon as that happens, will you let me know and I'll go as quick as I can. Okay, bud, cheers. They all come along this line.
So now we'd like to train this race. Joaquin Bryan from Lagan, from Finn Valley. Christian and Phil Frank from Lagan Valley. You've got the front here, on the start here. Connor Wilson from North Side. Final call for the winner in the under-12 boys. Quickly, how do you do it?
Well, here are the under-12 boys on the same course that the girls have just ran on, around about 1,500 metres. They're in the pens, and those pens are where athletes from the same club are grouped, designed to filter out the athletes so it's less bunched near the start, less crammed. Sure, there's a few nerves. It looks as if the weather is clearing up slightly, he says, touching wood. The course is in fine fettle though, absolutely superb at the Billy Neal MBE Country Park.
Boys race. Start the race, we get the starting area clear as we were using the start of the race. In the second half, that's still starting on the left of the starting line. Strong teams here from Frontier Goldfield, West AC, North Belfast, Northern Phoenix, Lagan Valley, City of Derry. Boys only don't take a part in this race. Over 120 runners. Just a reminder, the final weekend to enter the Northern Ireland and also uneven age group classes. The final weekend to enter that race. You know, don't take leave field this weekend.
Well, got a very well-behaved dog here today. These young athletes in the traps. And I'm sure if that dog was off its lead, it would be tearing after them as well. Very well behaved though. Plenty of wagging tails around the course today. Seen plenty of them. Always good to see. You've got to have a couple of dogs at a cross-country meet, haven't you? Just to give you an indication of the vastness of the course as the under-12 boys set underway. We've had a bit of a tumble as well. Well, that's why we have the pens to try and filter the athletes out, that sometimes in cross-country it does get a bit bunched up, and if you're a bit eager, still some bustling elbows and shoulders and all sorts. Hopefully the athletes that went to ground are comfortably back on their feet. Already up and away along this back stretch. We saw Caleb Shine near the front there. We've got over 130 athletes once again
Taking the front of the race, along with Max.
And this is where
They
start to turn right and head back down towards the lake.
From the province series and the present champion, and a really into the lead, Hessie McBride from Cranford, 5 meters there.
Field nicely stretched out, as you can see.
The green two, as you can turn the hill. Grand Prix performance already for Collins Phoenix and Finn Valley. As the rest of the field start to close on the 2 meters.
Some great racing going on here. These smaller battles amongst the bigger race. Great technique and great running from these young athletes. They are only under 12. Such a young age, but this is a great experience for them to be racing during this international meet. Stretched out along the full length of the lake. There's a few athletes towards the front start their chicane. Back towards the finish. Machine McBride in the white at the front. We've got Carter Ralston in there as well, so we're about 5 athletes, but it's Carter Ralston just sitting in second. Machine McBride leading things at the moment. This section, as you can see, a bit of a chicane, and then we'll loop back around the football pitch, which is being used for warm-ups today. These tight turns really do take it out of your legs, especially as you start to head towards the end of the race. On the right hand side of the screen you can see those pens where the athletes start in the race. McBride now stretching that lead to around about 5 metres. The Cranford AC athlete putting on a show for his club. Looks controlled at the moment. Got to the front early on. Ralston sitting in second, but he might have a fight on his hand, because here comes Caleb Shine in the blue and white hoops, and I think Shine might have just got back into second. You can see this is the tight turn for McBride. Uphill he goes. The battle is on for silver and bronze. Who's going to get amongst the medals? But this race is in the bag for Hashim McBride as he grits his teeth to come across the line. That is a great run from the young man, and he will take the Northern Ireland and Ulster Even Age Group Championship title for the under-12s. What a finish. I'm sure we'll catch an eye on the podium finish and presentation. We think it was Ralston that got there for silver, but we shall have to wait and see. It was such a tight finish. What a hive of activity it is here today. Great to see so many spectators, people that just love the sport. A few athletes on their sprint finish up this hill as our final few finishers come through on the course.
Medal presentation for the all-star boys.
Well, here they go with the presentation then. The man picking up the bronze medal, Dylan Curley. Carter Ralston getting the silver. And the man who was very, very, very happy as he crossed the line. Don't think he can quite believe it himself, can he? But the gold medal for the under-12 boys goes to Oisin McBride of Cranford AC. All three of these athletes delighted. Great performances all round. Look at the smiles on their faces. That is our finishing stretch. Such a hive of activity here at the Country Park today. Our next race on the course coming up for you in just about 8 minutes time. It's the under 14 girls race. It's 2,500 metres, and the first time we start to stretch the distance out somewhat. They do 2 of the yellow laps, so what the under 12s have just done. Under 14 girls born in 2009 or 2010. You can see our magnificent drone hovering above us here. Capturing all our wonderful aerial shots today. Well, seeing the age groups there and when they were born certainly makes me feel quite old, doesn't it? Under 14 from 2009 or 2010.
Very large stage in this race, over 130 meters. From Spin Valley and it's still in Frankfurt East Side. Annalyn Paradisus, Rocklock, Rockman, Riding Valley, Liverpool. Gavin Usher, Susan, West champion from this field today. From the 6th
Somebody come and give me a hand and move on the brake, which is a bit of a slip there on the platform. Like 20%. Yes, right. Yeah, just need a wee bit of help to carry all this stuff. Okay, thank you. Okay, cheers, thank you.
20 runners taking part in this race today.
If you paddle out.
The under 14 girls already in their pens, getting ready to go in just a few minutes' time. Lots of spectators around the funnel. Hopefully we won't have any trips or slips or falls this time.
Lily Foster from Littlefield Safety Park. The military hires Ali Smith from Shercock. Run under 14, 15 meter champion, Nana Gregg from Uri. Investigating the results here for the under 10 girls team races today. In first place, Glasslock. In second place, Lagan Valley. In third place, Kelly. The national representative from each team goes to the representatives get their medals. And the under 10 boys champions this year, Finn Valley in first, second City of Derry, and third Philly Legs. If you can ask it. Just to direct that there. Under 10 girls, first Glasslock, second Finn Valley, and third Kelly. We can get someone from each team to go to the pavilion, collect their medals. So big entry here at number 14 girls. Right through here in the 14 girls. 7 moving on at Western Schools. And club champions taking part in this race. Proud winners. This is the second day here today. Past 13 and here's the races. The under 14 girls. 2.5 to 2 large laps of the main area. We will again be using the area behind the starting line for the second lap. Just got to remind you our starter here. 3 teams for 25 taking part today.
Well, underway they go in this under 14 girls race. 2 yellow laps for them, 2 of the smaller laps. Strong starting at the front. 2 of the yellow laps means that they will be doing 2 perimeter laps of the lake up the slope on this first one, and already you can just start to see that that track is getting churned up. And we saw it at the last edition of this event back in January. At the end of the day it was a bit of a mud bath, but that's why we love cross country, isn't it? Pure racing. And you can see that from the off when they come out of the pens, because these athletes do pin their ears back and they go. A couple of athletes already stretching out at the front.
With a 5-minute lead from Finn Valley, but the main pack is just right there. 5 6 minutes behind. The figures are still there.
Holly McNulty of Finn Valley at the front, number 505. We've got Hona Bewalda in second, 447. She's of Armour AC. Over 125 athletes entered into this race, and those 125 athletes just stretched out at the moment.
The main pack started closing on the lead of your right. And the big group's got the 10.
As they come towards the end of their first lap around the lake, they will enter through the chicane. Pace just settling in a bit now as the athletes pack in. It's still McNulty in the blue at the front, just closely followed by Bewalda. That's 16 athletes in that front group. It's a good number to try and keep the pace. And the people to run with it really does just push you on, surge you on, and keep the race honest. And we're seeing that already from Bewalda and McNulty at the front. We've seen this chicane as they move from one of the pitches to the other. Tough on the old legs, the tight turns as they head back towards the end of their first lap. You can just see the pens on the right hand side.
At the end of the start of this race, have we just completed the end of the first lap? The movement just on the surge, back to the leader. They'll be up front right and up the hill again for the second time.
Well, I've got another athlete towards the front now, along with McNulty. It's Abby Smith of Shercock AC. 560 at the front there. Looking strong at the moment, these two athletes, as they come round with one lap to go. Next time they'll turn left up that slope towards the finishing stretch. Have to dig deep here, it's where it gets tough. The lead just beginning to stretch out a bit now. McNulty doing well to keep her foot on the gas. She's got a bit of pressure and she has got some company. What a shot this is. Looks like we might have just had a change in lead with Abby Smith now taking to the front. Bit of relief as they head down this downhill section. Smith keeping at the front. We've got Olivia McCusker in there as well, looking to try and get amongst the medals. This, of course, if you're just joining us, is the Northern Ireland International for winter 2022. We had this event in January. This year it's in October at the start of the winter season. Whilst it is an international meet, it is also the Northern Ireland and Ulster Age Group Championships, the Bobby Ray Cross Country for 2022. And this event also forms part of the World Athletics Cross Country Silver Tour, one of the best cross country meets in the world. Last year we had Helen Nabiri join us. This year we still have some international athletes in the senior races later on, but before that, right now, we have young Abby Smith in the under 14 girls race, and she's being rapidly chased down by a young lady in the red vest. It's Madison Welby, and Welby trying to chase hard at the moment. Got Olivia McCusker just sitting in third with the blonde hair. They start to chicane their way through. They know there's not much left until they head up the finishing straight. Another loop around one of the football pitches here. It is still with Abby Smith at the front. McCusker now into second, Welby's there in third. Smith looking good. She took the lead for the first time midway round this second lap, and she's held on strong up until this point. Starting to come past the starting pens, as you can see at the top of the screen. And Olivia McCusker is chasing hard. Welby in the red in third at the moment. We've got Erin Han in there as well in fourth. Can she sprint towards a bronze medal? But it is between Smith and McCusker at the moment as they head up the stretch. Look at the support as they come through into the sprint. Smith is looking good. Abby Smith from Shercock AC, swinging those arms, digging deep. A look over the right shoulder of McCusker, and it is going to be Abby Smith that takes the under 14 championship title for 2022. McCusker gets the bronze, and Madison Welby gets the bronze. And here's the athletes coming through as well. What a sprint finish between the gold and silver medalists. I'm sure we'll see their presentation in just a couple of seconds. But what a great race. The first of our two under 14s at the Northern Ireland International. Some great work by our marshals around the course today. Lots of sprinting going on up the hill as they come through to the finishing arch. Wayne has eased off for now. Looks like it should be dry for the rest of the day, but you do never know. The course getting churned up nicely as we come towards the halfway point of our day here at the Billy Neal MBE Country Park. Great to see so many clubs and counties represented. Hundreds and hundreds of people out there spectating today. A number of athletes coming through to the finish still. still racing their way through, trying to get 1 or 2 places up. Our under 14 boys race coming up very shortly. They're racing over the same course, same distance. That comes up in just less than 10 minutes time. And there are our 3 medalists. Top of the tree, Avi Smith. Got McCusker with the silver and Welby with the bronze. A great morning's work for those young athletes. Well, this is what's coming up. Our first afternoon race, starting in about 8 minutes' time, the under 14 boys race. We then have, after a short break, we have the senior and under 20 women's race, which also features the men's over 60s, which you see is the M60 plus. 12:45 there, so they'll be running with the senior and under 20 women over 6,000 metres. That's at 12:45. We then head into the under 16 and under 18 races and conclude the day with the senior and under 20 men's race over 8,000 metres or so. That's at 3:20 p.m. So stay with us for a full afternoon of international cross country here. Lots of stories to be told.
And then the start of over the under 14 boys. Yes, and the road out and after. Then the 6 and 6 years later, Spencer, the 4th of Derek Mine. And this one is after a Franco. The top of the first, after the 4th year. The sunshine were the country. This one from top of the right here. And a second place out of Spain, and third Anna Lee, so the representative from each team make their way to the medals area, the sector medals. And then the 12 boys champions again. Glen Valley got the power here, and then the 12 boys and girls, the two divisions, second place for the boys from Michael College, and third Cranford.
Well, here we are with the under-14 boys race. 2 short laps around the lake, about to get underway. About 140 athletes entered in for this one. A whole host of clubs and counties represented. We'll be racing over around 2,500 metres. So as we go through the day, the racing distances go up and up and up and up. And Marshall's just ushering the final few athletes into their pens. And Marshall's here just giving their final few instructions, and off they go. 2 short laps. It's a pacey start. 6:45 at the front. Darren Norton of Letterkenny AC. Just near the front at the moment. Alex Robinson there of East Down. All the athletes packed in nicely. We're already seeing a bit of a stretched out race towards the front. Great to see the pace that these young athletes start with, not afraid of taking the race out, digging deep from early on. Always a learning curve for these athletes. And it's Alex Robinson at the front for East Down AC. Started nicely as they come around the south side of the lake for the first time. Nice flat section of the course this. Really start to gain their rhythm after that early incline and then short descent towards this part of the course.
Number 6,
as they make their way through the chicane, it is still Robinson at the front. Evan Tosh is there, just in second, paired alongside Norton at the moment. Into their rhythm now, just settling down into it. This zigzag section of the course really will get those quads burning, particularly towards the back end of the race as they're eyeing up a sprint finish. Well, Evan Tosh in the green there of Ballymena and Aintree, taking to the front for the first time. Robinson just slipping back in the red. That strong early pace. Norton in second from Letterkenny. We've got Rory Armstrong in there as well in the diagonally striped blue strip of Lagan Valley. These three athletes now on their second and final lap. You can see some of the cheering from family and friends and teammates. This is a tough section. Really just one of those slow burning inclines. What a view as the athletes towards the front of this race. Norton and Tosh start to loop their way back down. Robinson there in the red, our early leader, just slipping back a few places right now into fourth at the moment. Tosh on this second lap has really started to turn the pace. He looks smooth at the moment. Armstrong is there, bided his time over that first lap. Currently sitting in that bronze medal position. Dara Norton in the dark strip, starting to press claim at the front for that gold medal. This competition, the Northern Ireland International, also incorporating the Northern Ireland and Ulster even age group championships. There are medals at stake here. Gold, silver and bronze going to the top three. A fantastic venue with those rolling green hills in the background. So it's Tosh, Armstrong and Norton at the front. We could be in for some finish here. Coming through the chicane. for the final time, and it will be interesting to see who makes a sprint for the line and at what point do they do that. Tosh at the moment in the green strip, looking strong. Around the outside, well, here comes Rory Armstrong, maybe just trying to make a claim at this point. It's a tight turn with a short jump up from one level to the next as they come around the warm-up pitch near where they start in the pen. And it is Rory Armstrong now of Lagan Valley who gets to the front. What can Tosh do about this move? Has Armstrong gone too soon? Has Tosh got anything left in the tank? Just needs to keep in touching distance at the moment. Dara Norton in the bronze medal position. Armstrong looking cool, looking composed, a look over his shoulder just to gauge how far in front he is. I think his coach on the touchline there just excited because Armstrong, Rory Armstrong up the finishing straight then, will surely take the win. Evan Tosh in second, Dara Norton in third, but it is all about this man, Rory Armstrong from Lagan Valley, will take the win with that superb sprint to the line in the last 400 metres or so. What a win from him. Evan Tosh with the silver and Dara Norton picking up the bronze. What a race. Audron Rogers there, another sprint finish on the line from Porrick Kelly, and here come the rest of the field. Armstrong just Robinson there, sorry, Alexander Robinson just coming through, our early leader on that first lap, just couldn't sustain the pace in the end, but a great run from him, took it out hard, and all credit to that young man. But Rory Armstrong, what a run, judged it to perfection, timed it perfectly and got the gold medal. Still tens of athletes coming through, great support. Well done to these young under-14 boys. What a race. I'm sure we'll see the podium finishes in just a second. And here they are. Great respect from these three young men, great sportsmanship. Our bronze medalists from this season's age group championships, it's Dara Norton of Letterkenny AC. Silver medalist. Looked as if he might have had it at one point on that second lap, but it's the silver today for Ballymena and Aintrim's Evan Tosh, and the gold medalist of Lagan Valley. A great sprint finish. And our gold medalist, Rory Armstrong. Well done to these three and all the athletes in that race. Podium finish. Great work from these young lads. Well, as the final few finishes from that under-14 boys race comes through. And next race on the programme is at 12:45 p.m. So around about 25 minutes time. We have got a bit of a break now. That next race over 6,000 metres will be the senior and under-20 women's race. That also features the men's Masters 60 plus, the over 60s taking part in that race as well. So we will be back in around about 25 minutes time for the start of the senior and under-20 women's race. So we look forward to having you join us then.
We'll have a short race here at 12:45, where we have the senior ladies race, along with the ladies under 20 and masters over 60 hill race. So break by 12:45 to the senior women's race, incorporating the women's under 20 race and over 15 women's masters. The results of the race is being set now on the Championship Ireland website. The live results, if you want to see the results today, you want to see the Championship Ireland website. So on next race, 12:45, the senior women, under 20 women, and over 60 men's masters race. Taking place at 12:45 here at the start line. race will be 6:10. And it'll be back in our program 3 days for championship races with our under 16 girls boys on Sunday at 3 o'clock. Just a reminder for some of the fantastic races coming up. The Cumber Cup will be here in November. Instead of our Northern Ireland also the Falcon Cup up in Ballyclare Park.
Thank you.